Bonjour! Comment allez-vous? Très bien, comme ci, comme ça. That is about the extent of my French. Hello, and thank you, merci, for joining moi for Veg with Lisa Live. I am Lisa. This is Emily. This is definitely live because Emily just popped in the house. And today we are going to cook up so many amazing vegetables. I'm going to make Ratatouille, which is the classical, perhaps quintessential dish of Provence, which is why I was trying to show off my parlez-vous français earlier, not doing a very good job. But this episode is entitled Ratatouille for the Count. Kathy Hyde, it's been ages. So Ratatouille for the plant count. And we are going to talk about why we want to eat a whole heck of a lot of plants. And Ratatouille is such a beautiful dish to show off as many plants as you possibly can. But before I get started cooking, I just want to give you all a heads up. I'm running my annual fall cleanse starting November 1st. And this dish that I'm going to make is cleanse friendly, cleanse approved. Hello, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat, Rob. So why would you want to do a cleanse? Well, we can talk about that later. However, I just want to make the point that these amazing dishes, amazingly delicious dishes, are perfectly healthy. And this one is allowed on my cleanse. Registration opens next week, but if you know you want to do it and you want to get in on early bird pricing, shoot me a message and I'll save you a spot. Okay, let's get to cooking some ratatouille. Ratatouille, what is ratatouille? Well, it's kind of like a vegetable stew is the way I look at it, using eggplants, zucchinis, lots of different colors of peppers, garlic, onions. I already put the onion in the pot, and then lots of fresh herbs to finish it off. So let's get to cooking. I want to show you what I've already started. Okay. Already started on the stove. Well, this big pot, this big cast iron skillet. Can you see it over there? There we go. Oh my gosh, this is so wobbly. Oh, for crying out. Thanks for bearing with me. I got this silly little selfie stick and it won't stick. Oh, well, you'll just have to be quick. Okay, I've got this skillet, this big cast iron skillet. So before I start cooking too much, I get asked a lot about knives and about cookware. Really, I don't think it matters. I think it does matter not to use like that old Teflon nonstick stuff that peels up. That's like in our DNA. Did you ever see that film? It was really freaky. And then same with knives. Just a nice, heavy, sharp knife. I do like Wusthof. I also have a set of cheap Cuisinart knives that I got at Costco. What's important is that they're sharp. You're less likely to cut yourself with a sharp knife than you are adult. I know, that's kind of shocking. Anyway, so already in my big heavy cast iron skillet over here, I've got onions, I'm counting the plants, garlic, several different colors of sweet bell peppers. We'll just count that as one. Why am I counting my plants? Because we want to eat a lot of different kinds of plants to get enough fiber to have a healthy gut. How many different varieties of plants do you eat in 1 week? And that doesn't just mean fruits and vegetables. It means legumes and beans and grains and nuts and seeds. I'd love to know, what's your best guess? Oh, Ellie is in the house saying that she's got 40-year-old Chicago cutlery. Hey, if you're still married, why not keep the knives? Okay, I don't know. Thanks for sharing. See, just stick with the one who brung you if it works. Anyway, why do we want to count our veggies? Because we need all these different variety of plants for a healthy gut. And if you are only getting, say, 10 to 20 different varieties of plants per week, you might want to up the count. 30 to 40 different varieties of plants each and every week for a healthy gut, for a healthy immune system. Emily says she's not allowed to use their cutlery. Emily, I can understand why. Okay, but I am. It's my cutlery. It's my kitchen. I get to do what I want. So I've got the onions and some peppers. I wanted just to do a little show and tell about the peppers. So most of you probably already know what a regular old bell pepper looks like. They're fantastic. This is also a sweet a sweet pepper. So go to your farmer's market. All of these veggies are in the farmer's market right now. It's late summer. The markets are overflowing. This is a different kind of Italian sweet pepper, and this is a purple bell pepper that I grew in my garden. So just in case you're not super confident with your pepper cutting skills, I'm going to show you how simple and easy this is. Yep. Peppers you don't want to cut on the skin side because that's kind of hard like tomatoes. Hi, Terry. You like to cut on the inside. And because I did take a couple fancy schmancy chef classes, I do know how to hold the knife, which is very helpful. So that's it. That's all there was to that. Oh, I better turn the skillet on here. Okay, now my next veggie, zucchini. You probably know how to cut a zucchini, but I'm going to show you. Let's see. I think to be safe, I would do this. And then whenever possible, you put the flat end down and you slice it through. So this is turning into being more of a knife skills and kitchen equipment class. But you know what? If these things keep you from preparing healthy meals for yourself, then why not learn a few little tips, right? Hi, Debbie. Oh, you love ratatouille? Ah, awesome. I want to hear what you do with your ratatouille. So ratatouille is this amazing veggie stew that hails from Provence. Yep, so let's get the rest of this zouk in, using up all of these beautiful late summer veggies. So let me see if I can count without my fingers. I've got onions and garlic and peppers, that's 3. Now I've got zucchini, that's 4 different varieties of plants in this dish so far. Okay, let's get the rest of this zouk in here. Oh, I can hear it coming on now, yeah. Probably a little dash of sea salt as I go. Okay, now I know a lot of you are going to tell me you don't like eggplant. That's totally okay. You don't have to like all these vegetables. However, if you haven't tried it in a while, why not give it another go? And it's great in this dish, especially if your husband thinks he doesn't like eggplant. You can make up a big old pot of ratatouille. Don't even tell him there's any eggplant in there and he'll never know the difference. Okay, in case you're not sure what to do with one of these eggheads when you get them home, you simply chop off the little beret, toss it in your compost, and then you chop off the little stem end, toss it in your compost. And again, I'm going to cut this in half, and we always put the flat side down to cut. Let's do it like this. Now, you will see some recipes, this recipe, which is pretty old, but one of my favorites, tried and true, will call for chopping and salting and draining the eggplants. I never do that. I used to in the beginning because I'm a rule follower and an oldest child and I wanted to do everything perfectly right. I don't think it really matters. I think that perhaps they've improved the eggplant varieties so they're not so bitter. That was the reason we did that in the first place. All right, I'm not going to bore you. You can figure the rest out on your own, how to chop up that eggplant. So can you see this over here? It's just cooking away. There we go. Hope you don't fall over. So let's see. Onions, garlic, peppers, zucchini, eggplants. I've already got 5 different plants in here. That's amazing for one dish. Yep. Okay. Oh, renegade zucchini. Now, I'm going to set this aside if I can do it without harming myself. And I want to show you this batch that I made earlier. Okay, get ready for this. I'm going to get a ratatouille facial. Oh my gosh, it smells amazing. So this is what you get when you finish the dish. Look at that. It's this beautiful, thick veggie stew. It should not be soupy like. Let me see here. I've got, oh yeah. See, I can just pick up the fork and pick up a piece of eggplant. It's not mushy at all. It's just delicious. Now, I'm going to show you how to finish this off. This would be veggie number, onions, garlic, peppers, zucchini, eggplant. This will be veggie number 6. I'm going to finish this with some fresh tomatoes. Again, all of this at the farmer's market right now. Oh my gosh, look at that. I love adding the tomatoes in at the very end. And, oh, you know what? I forgot to show you. I've already put it in here. In the other one, there's also a cup of tomato sauce that that is how you stew the veggies. You can hear it as it went in. That tomato sauce that I just put in, my mother actually made, and out of the tomatoes from her garden. Okay, so I've got the fresh tomatoes in here. That was plant number 6. I'm also gonna add a teeny little splash. Emily, I don't think you're paying attention 100%, are you? A teeny little splash of good quality balsamic vinegar. Just to perk it up a little bit, perhaps a little more sea salt, and some freshly ground cracked pepper. And since Emily's watching, and maybe I have her attention now, a little bit of crushed red chili flakes. That's just for you, Emily. That would not be classical in the French dish. What else? Oh, okay. So here are plants. What are we up to? 7 and 8, something like that. This is some chopped basil and some chopped parsley out of my garden. Again, all of these things are at the farmer's market now. Yeah? Oh my gosh. So what would you do with your ratatouille? I'd love to know if you love ratatouille. Please type in the comments how you like to enjoy it. I think it's great on pasta. I think it's great with quinoa or some rice. Also rolled up in a buckwheat crepe if you want to get fancy chic. To show you what I'm going to do with it today, I am going to simply eat it. That is the best thing to do. Maybe another little extra sprinkle of these herbs. Oh my gosh, this is so beautiful. One other thing I want to show you. Look at this. This is super cool. This is just kind of show and tell today. Look at this is how, if you are lucky enough to find garlic at your farmer's market, this is how it comes. Because when we buy those little heads at the grocery store, more than likely they came all the way from China, which seems ridiculous. So when possible, if you can get to a farmer's market, you can get some garlic. Okay, now I'm going to dig in here. Actually, I'm going to move this again before I'm really at the risk of hurting myself today. Then I'm going to put this back up here, and I'm going to give this ratatouille a taste. Bon appetit, as the Queen Julia would say. Oh, there's a piece of that eggplant. It's absolutely delicious. You could give another little drizzle of olive oil, some fresh tomatoes, some just tender bell peppers, onions, garlic, sweet peppers, zucchini, eggplant, tomatoes, basil, parsley. 8 different varieties. Ratatouille for the count. Thank you for joining me for Veg with Lisa Live. See you next week. Robbie,